Have you stalled and not changed out your quilts yet? Or have you changed out your quilts from winter into, let's progress to Valentine's, into shamrocks, and then spring? Yes, my friend. Hi, I'm Pat Sloan, and I have changed my quilts. I changed them to February, which I did have a thought about just skipping February and going right into March, but I'm like, no, I really like the red and white, so I'll be doing a little tour, show you what I did. So, okay, we have 2 quilt-alongs. We have Silver Lake, and we are on week 3. Now, this is a repeat block. I'm using the museum's fabric, so Blue Mill, and it doesn't really change much each week. I mean, yes, the color placements are different, but let me show you the row. I did not get any rows sewn. I should, but I didn't. Here's row 3, and I now have 3 rows that I can sew together. You could also chunk them, like you could do like half of these, or whatever is like half plus, and then the other is 1 block, and you could do like quadrants, like 4 quadrants, and sew them together. If you don't want to do such long rows, that actually works really well for a lot of people. So I have these 2 rows and the first row still to put together. And there is a little tour of some of your blocks for the Silver Lake. Let's take a look. First, this is the original quilt in the Virginia Quilt Museum that we're doing the quilt along from the fundraiser, and Wendy wrote the pattern. So first up are some blocks from Lori. Beautiful, look at them. Oh, I love them. Red, white, and blue. Then we have Laura, who's got this cozy with the peach and the green. They are gorgeous, gorgeous. I like pink. I meant to say pink, and the greens and the burgundies, navies. They look like almost like Civil War reproduction fabrics. Carla's beautiful in blue, and they're sort of a medium to light shade blues. Gorgeous. Joan has 2 blocks here. What fun fabrics, and look at her background. That is gorgeous. Jeanette's are beautiful as well. Dark blues. And the cheddar yellow in the middle, or cheddar orange, depending on how you look at it. Jeans are happy blocks. There she has some of the parts, and you can see how some of the other blocks are going to come together. That is a gorgeous fabric line. Janice worked a little bit ahead, so you can see a bunch of her rows together. How fabulous! How fabulous! Love it! Dawn is using this incredible fabric. It's a Benertex fabric. I think it's from, I can't remember her, Nadelstern. I can't remember her first name. But here she also showed the fabric before she cut it. So you can see how it got transformed into the blocks. Thank you for sharing the before picture as well. Cheryl's happy summery sherbet colored blocks. Oh, you could just do this quilt in so many colors. And then we'll wrap it up with Wendy's. She is going totally scrappy. You can see like even the background fabrics and the white in the centers are all different fabrics. It looks like she's keeping each of the blues the same fabric, and then, well, not always. Bottom right, you can see in that medium block she's got 2 different blues. So there you go. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Our Scrappy Quilt Along is next, and that's with Wendy's book. And where do I have the book? Hold on. Here it is. And the book was very popular. Many of you purchased the book when we first announced this, or very soon after, and you got a copy. But some of you waited until you saw the blocks, and so then you've had to wait a little bit for the books to come back in. You know, they had to make more copies and send them to the stores you order them from. Yada yada yada. So your book should be arriving, and you can get started. I want to show you working with the snail placement up here. So I did a little thing on that. After the Wednesday video, after I filmed it, I wanted to see how everything looked, because I can actually sew the vertical. So these are the colors that were originally done for the diagram, and I'm using the layout where this is the format, this is the photo that's on my page, and I'll have 3 baskets, you know, up here, 1, 2, 3 basket units. So because I've done these colors here, like this background, and this background, I don't really want all those in a row. So I am going to switch it around. Plus I want to balance the colors. I don't want that heavy teal like right next to that teal. So I'm going to put the gray here and move the peach here and see how that looks. Okay, that's not bad. I do still have, you know, a background with some, you know, design on it. Okay, that's it. Because the teal is a much more prominent color, just even from a little bit of a distance, than the design in the background of the block. So that is, now I can sew this vertical here. And then next week we do a block on this left side that, well, we do, no, we don't. We don't do anything we can sew next week to what's there. But I can get this one done. Color placement is super important. I mean, to me anyways. I enjoy getting that placement just right. And so I balance the colors nicely. And although we have a diagram that is colored with the fabrics that I'm using, sometimes things, you know, get switched around, or because of the backgrounds I'm using, like I just showed you, I prefer things to be in a different place. So this week are the tulips. Ta-da, here is the one tulip. So pretty. And that's got one of the backgrounds from the fabric line that I'm using. Now, I went ahead and put the stuff down here on the table so that you can see my decisions and you can tell me what you would vote for the background for the second tulip. The turquoise tulip, that's the placement I have right now from the original. And then I'll do the yellow tulip. Here's the yellows, the stem I'll do in the stripe, so a tonal leaf and then a print leaf. Now this has a great background we picked from the line. And now I need a background for the yellow. I'll just put the yellow over here. I have a bunch of options that I think would be super fun. You may have seen this like last week. I pulled this out when I was looking for the kitties, I think. The gnomes might be super cute to like fussy cut the gnome fabric like down under the leaf. I also have these fun bikes, which are very summery. They're upside down. I think it's directional. Well, maybe not. They're tossed. But anyways, the bikes, I have this heart fabric, which would be super sweet. Has a little wording, happily ever after. These are all older fabrics. This was an Amy Sinibaldi that may have been re-released at one point. I have some frogs. They would be super cute, right? And some bees. Of course, bees are kind of like the classic choice. So leave me a comment. Do you like the gnomes, the hearts, the bikes, the frogs, or the bees? Well, what do you think? What do you think? Which one do you like? I have a preference, but I'm always interested in hearing what you do, so I will be sewing that. And I can't really sew the verticals at all for the tulip yet because I need some more blocks before there's anything to sew it to. All right, I did the tour of my quilts that I hung back up, and I want to show you. So excited! For the studio, I hung up, my Splendid Sampler in aquas and reds from the Splendid Sampler. One book, just love this so much. It is so, it feels like cotton candy or something like that. You can see the quilting. So good, right? So, so good. And I am working on the red house. My goal is to actually finish the whole house this weekend that I'm filming, and then go and do the bees again. So, okay, here we go. Ta-da! Start with the key. This is from one of my books. My grandfather made keys. He had a whole box of these old skeleton keys, so I love them. So out in the dining room, I didn't necessarily do a whole lot of love things. Instead, I'll show you that quilt on the wall. But up close, this this table mat actually is something else, but I had put the candy on the pink, and I'm like, oh, I did this on purpose so that I could reverse it and use it now. And so there it is. And this orchid is one that rebloomed. I have never had an orchid rebloom, so I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled. And I've got the mushroom tree, which I'm still enjoying immensely. This quilt I did quite a few years ago. The basis of it, I think it's actually bigger in the book, but it's from a K Facet book. I'll link it in the description box below. And I put out a few of the things. love things. I did go ahead and do the red and whites for the living room. This is in a machine quilting book. Actually, each of the squares is a different machine quilting technique, free motion quilting technique to try out, but you can't tell that from a distance. But I think what I love most about this quilt, and I don't know if you analyze quilts and why you love them, but I love that border, and that just makes the quilt, to me, if there was no border on it, you know, it's just not the same. Plus, every block has different fabrics, which makes it more interesting. This table runner is leftovers from the heart quilt that I'm going to show you in the hallway, and I just made it up. So there isn't any pattern. It's just half square triangles and squares. That's it. Pillows, and then over here, this was a panel. So adorable. I still love it. It's come quite a few years ago. And I did a little display here, one of my favorite little pickups that I think I may have got that at Target years ago. And love lives here in the house. My finished year of the horse and some other pieces I've done. Another cross stitch for February. This was a whole series, and I don't remember if I have the whole series. My friend Cindy helped me do some of them. This is on the door. It is a favorite now, given to me. This was a gift, totally finished. I love it, love it, love it. The cherries all finished. I love this. It is large scale. Look at my hand on here. Look how big that is. I did the vertical wave stitch. It took me about an hour to quilt it, maybe 45, 50 minutes to quilt it. So if you're thinking like, oh, like it doesn't really take that long, I always think it's going to take longer, but it doesn't. So this is just so stinking cute. This is the free version. There's also a cross stitch that's a free version, I think. And then there's bigger versions of this with hearts that go all around for like a lap quilt and stuff. This is from the kit. Mine is from the kit. And it came with also the backing, which is such a great deal. And binding, everything matches. If you love all of that matchy stuff, there you go. For the hallway, this is a quilt along we did a while ago. The cut and sew and flips from this were used in the table runner that I showed you. Another gift is the little mushroom guy there, so sweet. And for those of you wondering what that print is, it is a picture from Brussels, Belgium, where I used to live. Another little look. This is what I see when I come into my living room. And today, share a picture of your decorations, your quilts, just your quilts we're talking about. Show a picture of your quilts that you've decorated with for Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is coming up here in a day or so, and I want you to be festive and enjoy it, as only a quilter can, and that's by putting hearts on quilts and then hanging them up or using them, right? I do want to show you two things before I go. I got this new light, neck light, from the Fat Quarter shop. They sent it to me, and it has what I love. I'm going to show it to you here, is that this rotates. The light part rotates. I'm going to turn it on. I'm not going to blind you. Whoops, I did blind you. But it turns back. It is a pretty wide rotation and colors. So this is nifty. I have had other ones which do some bending, like these also bend, like there, and the arms both bend. So it is just great. It's great improvement over the standard U that has been out there for a long time. So I'll link you in the description box below and in the first comment. Plus, I want to tell you there's still some of these notepads. So if you're feeling the need for some summery spring vibes to come your way, there's a stack of notepads that you can get with these beautiful summer blues, and then also one with the sailboats, the longer. I like these longer ones too. So I will link you to these as well, because if I have had these a little while, and I thought I need to get them out now because I need to start bringing on the spring. And so far I've not found an app for a spring countdown. There's one you go to the website and you get a countdown, how many days, hours, minutes, etc. for any kind of event you want to do. But I haven't found one. I haven't looked for one on the app yet. So if you know of a countdown on the app, leave it in the comments. All right, my friend, tulips. Perfect, right? Just perfect. If you have tulips blooming, let us know. We'll be massively jealous. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.